Hello, context traders. Today is May 12th, 2025, and I want to talk about today's trades and what we saw happening in the market. Now, what did we start with here today? We started with a massive news driven gap up, right? So we're way up here. Okay. So we had some overnight news. Boom, we take off. And let me ask you all, if you woke up with that swing trade on and you're up here sitting. We closed at 488. We're opening up here at 507. What type of mindset are you going to be in? Are you going to be happy? You're going to be upset? Oh, you're probably going to be pretty happy. You're probably thinking, man, I could go buy a boat today. Right? I'm going to pay off some of my debt. Like, look at this massive boom. I'm going to take a little off. Let me take a little off. Right? Like market opens. I don't want to hold this too long. Like, oh, no. Starts falling. Boom. Sell. So, right from the beginning, I wanted to get in short. And unfortunately, it just opened and started ripping before I even clicked the button. I missed this one. I was waiting for it. I was ready and I just missed it. So I was like, okay, got to let the first minute go. First minute goes, waiting to see if it's going to pop back and stay in the bottom third of the first minute and finish out a nice 2 minute candle. It did not pull back at all. So I just went ahead, ripped it in here as this one's falling. Then we get the bounce and the pullback. We get a fail. I hit it again. And we take this down. And so we see, boom, elephant, right? Look at this, right? We're well below midway point. Boom. We have color here, canceling out color here. So I'm going to take this down for another leg. We got a bounce. We're getting close into the 10. This feels like a nice place for possibly a bounce back up. So I got out of this trade right here as this bar is opening. So I waited. I let this one at 180 and then it closed and it didn't started falling, didn't go any further, starts pushing back up, and I'm out. So I'm out pretty close to the actual open. I waited to see if this wanted to get heavy again. It didn't, started to pull back up, and we're done. I actually formed a nice little small micro H pattern here on the 1 minute chart with all these wicks pushing up. So, could have got in here if you wanted, taking this 21 bounce back up into this range. I did not take that one. Again, I just got out of these puts. I'm letting things cool off a little bit, let my mind digest. Don't want to be hasty. I have a bad habit of sometimes of just chasing every trade. If I take a trade and I jump right back into another trade, I'll get another one. So I just wanted to be a little bit patient, but I did like this as a good snap back up. But then I'm looking at where did we fail? We failed in here. And so I thought, well, let's see. If this thing rips through here, pulls back, maybe we go back, take out the high. But we came up strong, pop immediately starts dropping back down. Like we got here. We got that nice trident snapping back. So this one pops, falling. This bar opens, pulls up, can't get back. Let me show this. I want everyone to see this. So the way I'm looking at this right here, this bar is falling, pulls back, can't get up to the prior level. I'm in. Okay. I oftentimes would take this wick as it's falling because it did fail in that area. But since I'm already sitting on green, I'm a little less aggressive after I've got a good win under my belt. So I'm going to be a little more patient. So secondarily, I'm looking at here. It fails to get higher. Your absolute last entry is going to be as it clears below this bar here. This will be the latest you want to get in. Okay. Now, if you miss that and it chops around or bounces, you might be able to still get it. But I'm not chasing this trade past this area here. So ideal wick pulling down, jump in it early, maybe hit it again here when it fails. Absolute last chance is here because this is early morning. These are going to move fast. Okay. So get in here. This one comes down, cuts through the moving averages, pops back up on top. I'm waiting. It falls. I'm looking to see if it's going to get lower. It doesn't, starts to form an H right in this area. So I killed that trade right there. So we're in right here about I'm sorry, 504.85, and we're out right here about 503.75. So a little over $1. Then because we had this H bounce back on top of the moving averages, we're pulling back up on top. What do we have going on here? We're crashing into this 21. 21 is up aggressively. Everything seems to be channeling up that way. Sorry about that. Had my, there we go. So we have everything channeling up nicely here, thinking maybe, okay, we came up, we're going to try to take out this area again. Are we going to try to go through it this time? And we're sitting on top of the moving averages. I did jump in a call right here. So we're coming off this 21 on the 2. We're coming off this 21 on the 1. Everything seems to be moving up. Not sure yet. Macro, this, we can see where we're going here in the future, but at the time, it looks like we might try to come back up to this area. So we get in long there. We pull up. We get right back into that same zone. Fail. I had my stop in right down here, um, still below this area. Bounces back up. Fails. Um, Actually, I'm sorry, I got stopped out. That's what that was. I got stopped out right here on this bar. So yeah, we popped up, we came down, and I got stopped out right there. I had started to move my stop up and took a very, very small loser right there. It went through my stop by a few pennies. So I was in here, taken out here, small loser. So that's right. And then, okay, come back up, fail again, and then I got back in short right here. So we're seeing this 180 candle on the 2 minute flat 21. So we shot up super aggressive because of the gap, and then we just went flat. And I'm looking over here at the 5 minute chart by this point. Because we failed to clear this upper area, we didn't blast through here. I'm going to trust that this down pressure is going to continue at least in the short term. And then we came up and we failed again hard. Didn't catch it here. This would be optimal if you could have caught this bar as it was falling. I didn't. I waited. It opened, started to drop, and I'm in here. So a little bit of a late entry. Had to put a little more risk on than I often like. So I'm in right here. Risk is going right up here, expecting if it comes back up there, I don't want it anymore. But we get a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, just boom, 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 pushing down, pushing down. So I decided I was going to wait for one bounce. We cleared these lows. I did take off part of my position right here in this area. So we cleared lows of the day, right? Anytime we clear the low of the day, there's always a chance that we're going to pull back for a retracement. There's a lot of trimming going on here, so we could have snapped back into this 21, but then it dropped heavy again. We got a little lower, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe we've got a little bit of juice to the downside, possibly. Maybe we're going to try to go hit the like a fib line. I think I had a 38.2 fib line drawn out that would have been down a little lower. Um, didn't get there. It bounced, so I waited to see, and as it came back into this area, couldn't get back to the low, started to shoot off. So I saw that H pattern there. Right. So we're out right there on that trade. So we're in here, 504.25. We're out right here at 502.30-ish. So another really nice trade there. This was a nice H pattern. Again, I didn't take it because I was still thinking that maybe we would see this 21 curl down, tent over, drive us back down into this area. So I let this one go. But anytime you sweep lows, form a nice H after, we had the macro, right? We had this giant gap up. So it makes sense to take a shot in this call. Wouldn't fault anyone who took that one. That's a nice trade right in there. So we have this nice move here. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes, no follow through. This one starts ripping up. Um, so absolutely nice trade there. I let that one go personally, but see no reason why you wouldn't take that. I believe my buddy Rooster took this one, snapped it back up into the same area. And then I attempted one more trade in the morning. So since we came off of this power up, we pulled back. This was a pretty nice leg up. I'm looking at something maybe coming in here, hoping to get like one of these again to go and challenge. I wanted to see it go challenge this same zone again. See maybe third time's the charm and breaking it. And so I got in this trade here at the 1102 bar. So 1102, let's sync those up. So we're coming into the 21. We're sitting here. I thought, okay, let's see if we can get up here, clear and go. And it just chopped in here for what felt like an eternity. And finally, I got stopped out on this candle right here as it crashed back through this zone. So I had started cheating my stop up. I originally was here. I just slid it up to here. Then when we got up here and we saw this bar here tried to surge up, I went ahead and I pulled my stop up to there, and then it crashed right through it. So ended up taking close to break even. Actually, I think I lost a couple bucks on that one as well. So had two very minor losers today, close to break even. A couple really nice winners for the morning. So I was pretty happy and decided that with all these moving averages roping together in here, that I was done with this. I had some things I had to go do right in this time. So it was nice to just walk away. Anyways, but I did set an alert. I was looking at this possibly being a little bit of a contraction point. Thought this could be interesting. All right, so we were building a support, but we're making these lower highs. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be kind of a bull flag look that's going to shoot out, or pressure is going to eventually drive it down into these lows, and maybe we'll snap here. So I set some alerts. I was like, okay, set an alert like price gets down here, or if price gets above here, let me know. I'll come back and take a look. What I was hoping for, clear this out, make this a little bit easier to see. So what I was hoping for, because of the move up, I thought continuation to the upside made more sense. And I wanted to see this flag break. And then I wanted to see it pull back and give me something into the 21, thinking that that would be the nice ramp. It broke through, but it didn't really pull back as deep as I wanted. So I did come back and watch this for a little while. And I let this whole leg go. I let this whole leg go. I was wanting to see some sort of a deeper pullback and I didn't get it. So I finally decided, okay, first minor pullback. We're coming into the 10. Doesn't look like we're
Connection
going to
lost.
get down to the 21 here. So I went ahead and I got long on that first pullback into the 21. So we're expanding out. So I'm in right here at 504.75 and it took off really nice. So some of you might have got in down here. I like this typically, right? Like, area of support. We got kind of this nice look, and then it shoots up, pulls back a little, and just keeps going. So I like that. I do like that look. But because it took so long chopping in there, I that this was going to be no play zone for me until I saw a nice push out one way or the other. So it pushed out, pulled back. So I was away from the charts through all that. Somebody caught this down here, 503 all the way up to 505 area. That's awesome. I'm super happy for you. That's a great trade. For me, just wanted to let this chop fest figure itself out. So it comes out, pulls back. We get into 21. I'm in there. Simple, um, low risks. I'm looking right here. This little 1 minute order block right there. I'm thinking, okay, it could come a little bit lower, but it shouldn't really drop any lower. This is a real easy one to hover over the close button on. So we go off and then Nice rip, right? So we get nice move, acceleration, flat, and then boom. As soon as we get that last impulse away, we're out. As soon as this bar starts to cancel out that previous candle right there. So I'm in here in that 504.75. I'm out up here 507, 10 to 15 cents, somewhere in there as it's dropping. Really nice trade. Super happy with that and very, very happy to sit out all of this. I didn't sit. I guess I didn't sit out all of it. I took one trade and sat through some chop just to take a dinger in there, but not trying to catch each and every move in there. That's something that that's death to your trading account if you're trying to trade that back and forth. So then what happens? We popped off, pulled back, worked its way back up, trying to go after that high day again. And what happens? Each time gets up here, fall. Gets up here, fall. Gets up. This time actually finally breaks out, makes a new high, and dies. So what do we have? Nice little tuck play right here. So fan this out a little bit. So we've got this fall back. Remember, wide state, narrow state. We came from this super wide state. Price wants to close this circuit.
Connection lost.
It's trying. Okay. It wants to get closer. Come find those 200s. Flat 21. We're not doing this ramping up to the upside anymore. We're flat, 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 flat. We breach high a day. We grab some liquidity, immediately rip back down. Go ahead and wait on this one, right? We don't want to you don't necessarily short it just because we swept high a day. We want to wait and see what happens here. But we pull back into this 21, comes back up, wick down, boom. Cleared that. Then we get, boom, nice clearing bar. Okay, so we come down, pull up, and then boom, clearing bar. Goes flat a little bit, boom, drops. Now, full disclosure, I'm looking at this thinking we're going to come down, bang off of this 200, pull back in here, maybe try to rip lower, and at 180s. And so I ended up having to kill this trade a little bit defensively right in here. So we came down, we breached, didn't keep going lower, didn't get the soft bounce at 180. Once it gets back into this range, I'm done. No more for me, right? Like if it snaps right back in this range, I might look to reparticipate if I see something I like up here, but I'm thinking this could be right back in that previous area of support and we can go right back up. And that's what it did. It went right back up. But what's different this time around? We got a low, we got a high, got a low, not getting as high. Pulled back, up, not getting as high. So can we see what's going on here? We came off of a high, right? We came higher. Then we have change of character. Boom, takes out
Connection
that
lost.
low. If we sweep lows and we go higher, we're still intact, but we failed to get higher. We come back. Could have taken this one or right here. Lots of or not lots, but more secure, more confluences here. We fall back down. So I'm in right here. Take this down for a leg. 1, 2, 3. What happens? This bar shoots off. That's a power bar. Okay. Didn't get out. I, I'm in safely. Stopped sitting up here, sitting nice, no problem. I'm looking at this narrow state. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this narrow state accelerates us to the downside a little bit at the end of the day. But this guy right here's got my spidey senses going. What's that guy doing there? Okay. So we popped off, pulled back. As soon as we can't get lower, We're failing that same area. We're out. We're done. Actually flipped to call bias, but this popped a little too quick for me. And we're look at time of day, last 10 minutes, crazy things can happen. So I went ahead and I let this one pop off. Um, there's been a few days in the last month where I've jumped in this thing just before that last 10 minutes to try to catch the catalyst up. Didn't catch it this time. Let this one go off on its own. Ran right back into this area, stalled, watched it pull back, sitting on top of this 200, and it just hovered in here. So again, we shoot up. We're about 50% of that bar, and we're holding strong. So I went ahead and I jumped in on this bar. I took this up. We went one, two, oof, three, right through the bell. It was a beautiful sight. I actually got out right about here. So this ran into post market a few minutes, clear up into this. It got all the way to 509, started to pull back, and I was out around 508.75. So went from here, 506.60 to 508.75. Really nice trade to finish the day. So had some real nice trades today, some real bangers today, but took a couple of break even small losses along the way as well. So it wasn't totally perfect, didn't go unscathed, but the charts did not lie today. They looked nice. A little bit of patience was necessary to get those good moves. Had a couple of chop fests in here. If you tried to trade the whole day and you tried to trade this zone, you might have got smacked. If you tried to trade this area, you might have got smacked. So remember, look at what we have. We have impulse, flat, impulse, right? So look at these. I know sometimes it's hard to and I still struggle with this myself sometimes, like staying out of the chop fest. Right? We get away from the moving average, it's going to try to drift back. We get away from the moving averages, it's going to try to drift back. And just something to pay attention to. Keep your head on a swivel this week. We'll see if we have any more news coming up. And as always, if this was any value to you, please go ahead and jump in there, hit that like button, drop a comment, tell me what you learned, what maybe it helped you with. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your trading week.